Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. This is Dr. Wasiq Hussain, Professor of Mathematics at FORMAN Christian College or Chartered University. Welcome to the talk. Funway or runway, using technology for effective teaching in mathematics, online and face-to-face. Talk took place on 18th of May 2022. When event took place, then due to technical reasons, some of the parts of the seminar were not recorded. So in order to make the video of the talk 100% complete, missing parts have been recorded separately and added in the actual video. After saying this, event started by the recitation from Holy Scriptures, and Honorable host Miss Aiza Ashfaq introduced me to the public and invited me. I, Dr. Wasiq Hussain, thanked Islam Mathematics Society, Honorable Dean of Faculty, Dr. Qureshi Saab, Honorable Chairperson Mathematics, Dr. Shabnam Malik, Honorable Advisor, Dr. Nazish Shahid, and Honorable President of the Society, Ms. Hina Zara, for arranging the event and encouraging me to give a talk on this important topic. Let's join the actual talk.
And I hope this honorable audience, which is a linear combination of students and teachers, is going to enjoy with me in the next 50 to 60 minutes. So let's start the enjoyment.
I started the talk by explaining the meaning of the title of the talk, that what is meant by fun way. Now let's go back to original presentation for at least for the next half an hour.
See this jumping castle, and children, they are enjoying over there, and once they are going to be tired, they definitely leave, but they don't want to come back because they are enjoying. It's a fun way. But then what is runway? That is something like this. Someone is scared and running away, unhappy, maybe from mathematics, like this one. Oh, so many questions, so many formulas. Oh, should I do rote learning? Unhappy, should I go for cheating? Or students really worry, oh, what should I do? My teacher was going very fast and I couldn't understand anything. So unhappily, this is the situation and this is the situation. We have to avoid that. Due to this, using technology for effective teaching in mathematics, it says using technology for effective teaching. It could be simply for teaching in mathematics. It says effective teaching in mathematics. The word effective is very important. Effective means something fruitful, useful, really productive. Whether one is online or face-to-face. If one is online, then something like this. This is also my YouTube lecture, and that is being watched by one of my students. And this mostly happened in COVID-19 lockdown. You know COVID, coronavirus disease, and here is corona. And other is face-to-face. Even face-to-face technology could be used. See this is face-to-face. But overhead projector, white screen, everything, yes, even then it could be used. Before going into the detail further, let me share some runway stuff from mathematics from the Urdu literature books. See this. Here is runway related stuff in Urdu literature. I hope everybody knows Ibn Insha from 1927 to 1978, and Pakistani Urdu poet and journalist, he wrote the reasons of teaching algebra in his book. Urdu ki aakhri kitab. I don't know what is the English for this. Last book of Urdu or the final book of Urdu. But he wrote the reasons. There it is. क्योंकि तालिब इल्म इससे घबराते हैं और ये जबरन पढ़ाया जाता है, इसलिए अलजबरा क्या करता है? Well, Urdu is beautiful in its own way. Dear professor is sitting over there. So Urdu is beautiful in its own way. But if you going to translate this into English, this is not justified. That's why it's called. This is the reason it's called algebra, because they are scared and they are forced and forced. So in English it is not justified, but Urdu is very good. Another reason, इससे सिर्फ तलबा को फेल करने का काम दिया जाता है. So again, for the human is concerned, that's very good. But see this, it's not a good news. Really a sad news for the mathematicians. We don't teach algebra to fail students. We don't teach algebra. So if one is sad, something like this, right? So we have to make the sad situation a happy situation. So first we have to take out our worries, and then there is an advice. The advice is live like leaders, but not followers. I'm not going to give a debate on the leadership quality, but this thing is evident. See this one. Leaders do face problems, they do face hurdles, but they don't give up. This is very important. They keep on trying, they keep on trying, they keep on trying until they are successful. And you know who is the leader in the jungle? It's not the lion. Lion is the king. Elephant is the leader in the jungle. In jungle, elephant makes space by breaking the trees, removing the rocks. There he is. He is responsible for everything. But what Mr. Jackal is doing, he keeps on waiting to start journey till the path or track is ready by the elephant. Just keep on waiting. There he is. And for the whole night, what? How, and nothing else. So, as technology is used for the email, paying utility bills, and other things, then why not for the effective teaching in mathematics and other subjects? I remember about 30 years ago, I was sending mail to UK, I was sending mail to Australia, I was sending mail to America, and it was taking sometimes days, sometimes weeks, sometimes even months, because it was going as a hard copy by ordinary mail. But now you can simply send an email within seconds, within minutes. Also paying utility bills. I remember 30 years ago, I went to pay the utility bill, and my turn came after 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. Now I simply pay in 2.5 minutes by using my mobile app. So these things are working over there. If technology is effective in these things, and it says other things like money transfer, etc., whatever. Then why not for the effective teaching in mathematics? Not just mathematics, other subjects. The funny matter kya? Other subjects. Oh, the funny matter kya? Ab dekhiye. Here are important tips to make teaching effective by using multimedia projector. I am not going to talk about very high level technology, just the use of multimedia projector which is still going on, with the help of the laser pointer which is still going on, and the white screen which is still going on. So, there it is. In multimedia lectures, animations can be used so that a few lines of pictures should appear at a time, but not the whole slide, as going on in this seminar. See, few lines are appearing at a time. I have attended several conferences, and with due respect, whole slide was appearing at once. It was very troublesome where to watch, on the top, or in the middle, or at the bottom. Where the speaker is explaining, no idea, because even people don't use the laser pointer. So this is very important to use the animations, right? And what is the animation? Animation is actually an inbuilt feature in the PowerPoint presentation by which different objects like sentences or the pictures or the cartoons, they appear as moving objects. And also indicate by projecting the image on the white screen, it is always helpful to use pointer laser pointer as I'm using now to indicate the things being explained. Here's the laser pointer. I do have a that. So one should know whether I am explaining this one, this one, this one, this one, or this one. Use the laser pointer. And this is not like that. Everything is on the screen. I am sitting over here and reading it. No. Here's the next thing. Where required, key points calculated on board. Working can be done on the board. Again, that is very important. But no need to write every detail as it is already available on slides. Let me share very important thing over here. I am not saying that you are teaching from the slides and there are only bullets, there are only headings. Give the full detail of the slides. Give the full detail of the slides. This is very important. Spend time. See this? That's working is being done when you write down the key points. Because any student is going to ask, sir, ये कहाँ से आया? Well, ये पिछली slide में था. ये उससे पिछली slide में था. Write down key points on the board. Write down key points on the board. Now, what are the benefits? Are there any benefits? Yes, benefits are there. See this. Both energy and time are saved for instructor and student. Now, this was a bit different, but this is the truth statement. See, energy is going to be saved like this one. Time is going to be saved like this one. Question is how? How can you say that energy and time are saved for instructor and student? That's how. For instructor, time and energy spent in writing on board are saved in explaining the concepts. With due respect, I have met several faculty members, even 20 years younger than me, and they told me, well, we just took 3 consecutive classes, we took 2 consecutive classes, now feeling pain in the shoulder, feeling too much pain in the arm. Then don't do that. Do this one. See, it says that time and energy spent writing on board, they are saved. Now, where to spend energy? Explain the concepts. Make the course understandable. Make the course interesting. Don't rush, drop down at students' level. And further it said to the students, time and energy spent to copy from the board are saved to understand the concept. Again, sometimes students they are under pressure. Okay, copy it quickly before sir is going to rub it off, before madam is going to rub it off. Just understand the concept with full concentration. No sleeping, no daydreaming. Concentrate fully on understanding the concepts. अगर 3 घंटे की इंडियन मूवी देखी जा सकती है बगैर आंख झपके तो मैथ्स का लेक्चर नहीं देखा जा सकता 15 मिनट 75 मिनट थिंक ओवर इट उसमें तो फायदा नहीं देना आपको इसमें फायदा नहीं देना and in addition one can think okay I am not going to copy anything how I get the notes simple soft copies see this Soft copies of lectures, important handouts can be saved on the pen drive. There's the pen drive. See this? Put them over there instead of carrying hard copies. Now tell honesty, you want this or this? You want to put everything over here or just keep on doing like this for the whole life?
The pen drive, of course. Pen drive.
Yes, good. अगर ये कुछ सोच रहा था मैं सिर्फ इतना कहूँगा अल्लाह ताला हिदायत और कुछ नहीं अगर ये सोच रहा है Now, this is my strategy. After teaching the classes, I think a lot about the following points. Here is the first point. Can I understand myself as a student if anyone teaches the way I teach? This is my thinking style. Now, this is very important. This is called self-assessment. For example, sitting like that, I'm thinking, oh, that was a very advanced topic. I went very fast. I should have given more detail. I never dropped myself to the student level. Maybe I can explain again. Think like that. It's really, really very important. This is called self-assessment. And believe me, if this is going to happen to all honorable colleagues, all the honorable students who are teaching, or those who are going to teach in the future, कभी भी नहीं होगा कि जी स्टडी जा रही है चेयरपर्सन को टीचर इज वेरी बैड, टीम को जा रही है टीचर इज वेरी बैड, डायरेक्टर वाइस प्रिंसिपल जा रही है टीचर इज वेरी बैड. इट चेंज स्टडी, टीचर इज वेरी बैड, गोइंग वेरी फास्ट, नॉट टॉकिंग एट द स्टूडेंट्स लेवल एंड वी आर नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग. कभी होगा नहीं. इफ यू डू दिस, कैन आई अंडरस्टैंड माई सेल्फ? जस्ट थिंक फॉर 5 minutes एज अ स्टूडेंट. इफ एनीवन टीचेस द वे आई टीच, simply think like that. And see this, basic concepts will be clarified, otherwise advanced topics are not understandable and problem solving skills won't develop. And one thing is over here, that when I say that basic concepts should be clarified, for example, if something's happened, ये जी pre-ref में हुआ था वहाँ से करें, that was done in intermediate, वहाँ से करें, that was done in the metric. I am not saying to revise whole metric course, I am not saying to revise whole intermediate course, I am not saying to revise whole prerequisite. Whatever is going to be used in the next course, revise those. And I am saying revising, right? I am not saying start from scratch. Otherwise, advanced topics, you know, they are based on the basic concepts. If they are not clarified, they are not understandable, how can one develop the problem solving skills? And if problem solving skills are not developed, you are wasting your time. And see a star over here. There is a star over here. I am dedicating this point to my late father. To my late father, Dr. C. Hussain, Dr. Hussain, from 1927 to 2009, there he is. Honestly speaking, when I was an intermediate, I decided to leave mathematics. Teacher was going very fast, I was copying and copying and copying, couldn't understand anything. At that time, my father guided me very well. So what he did, he never had me in solving a question. He had me understanding the theory on which question was based. This is the main thing what he did. There was mostly going on. Exercise 2.1, question this. Exercise 2.2, question this. Exercise 2.3, question this. Whatever was in between, the theory that was skipped. Proof, skip. Logic behind the formula, skip. And my father did all his efforts to make me understand the theory in which the formula was based. Logic behind the formula. Proof of the theorem. That was the turning point of my life. I decided to do Ph.D. in mathematics. I never said, okay, let me finish intermediate in mathematics and I leave. I decided to do Ph.D. in mathematics, which I did. Now I'm studying over during a talk. So, and as this talk is being arranged with the Islam Mathematics Society, so very interesting information. See who is the external examiner of my father in his PhD. His PhD external examiner was Professor of Islam. That was in 1965 in Glasgow, UK. So I proudly say that the PhD bio of my father was taken by a Nobel Prize holder. I proudly say that. And again, this is very important. Teaching lesser contents at a reasonable speed is much better than covering too many contents at a very fast speed. And with due respect, this is not a moment of pride. कि मैंने इतना कोर्स इतने से टाइम में करा दिया, कोई समझ भी रहा है नहीं? अब this is very important that teaching lesser content. See this speed, less than 60. What about this one? Very fast. What is done it? See again. Is this comfortable? Or this is comfortable? Now, let me share a very important incident. When I joined LUMS in the last century, 1999, the honorable dean over there, he told me this thing, and please, don't take it wrong, I am not putting down my honorable dean at that time. He told me this thing that I shouldn't repeat. He made a mistake in life, he told me. He was teaching in the Stanford University. Stanford University is one of the best in America. And he was teaching over there linear algebra. There were 3 sections. Each section was having one instructor, and one was with my previous dean. So, then what happened? It was decided that there is going to be a test after 3 sessions. And when test was taken, unhappily, most of the students in my dean's class, they were failed. And of course, Stanford University is a high standard university. Nobody is going to protect anyone. Then there was an inquiry committee, and the case became very serious. That what was the reason? Was there any problem with the communication skills? Answer: no. Was there any problem with the knowledge level of the team? No. Then what's the reason? Please listen carefully. Reason was he covered the course of 3 sessions in 2 sessions. He covered the course of 3 sessions in 2 sessions. He went very fast. He was of the mind. These are Stanford University students. They are best in the world. They can follow. No, it didn't work. Students are students. Whether in Stanford, MIT, FCC, LUMS, anywhere in the world, one has to drop down at the student's level. One has to keep the pace reasonable. And you might have heard some people are wise, rest are otherwise. So, otherwise, what will happen? See this. This will happen when you cover the whole system. और ये बैलेंस भी तब तक है जब तक पंक्चर नहीं रहती ये भी क्या बैलेंस. So after saying that, now let's understand some concepts of using technology. Now I'm going to discuss both non-mathematical and mathematical. Once upon a time in FORMAN CHRISTIAN COLLEGE, a chartered university, I was given the opportunity to teach University 100. which is something about. And again, I was a bit confused. How to teach regular study? How to teach no cheating in the exam? How to teach that? Students might say these are straightforward things. We know that. How to teach that? So I again tried to make it interesting by using technology. Now let me share. This is from the course Unit 100, and that's Foundations of University Education. And these are the examples from the student skills. And here's regular studying. First I put a couple of pictures. See, studying is going on. Then over here, see this, and this one. First we have to understand that regular studying. It's not studying one day before the exam. Regular studying means if something is going to happen today, any lectures going on today, you have to revise on the same day. You have to revise on the same day. Because if this happens, if you do this throughout the semester, you will feel comfortable. That's how I taught. And one thing is there. Definitely you feel comfortable one day before the exam. सारी रात ही जगना पड़ेगा. और next day सर पूरी तैयारी थी. पेपर में याद नहीं आया. कब की थी? आखिरी रात की थी. ये नहीं करना पड़ेगा. And there's a real life example. ये देखें. अगर आप रोज 2-3 रोटियां खाते हैं, just eating 2-3 chapatis which is flat bread daily, this is much better than eating 20-30 chapatis after 10 days. तब तक जिंदा नहीं रहना, खुद पेपर पहुंच जाना. तो इसलिए कोर्स को भी साथ साथ करें. अब ये बताएं आप में से वो आलू कीमा कितना पसंद है? मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ मदर ऑफ पोटैटो, आलू कीमा. मैं सिंपली कह रहा हूँ मिन्स मीट विद पोटैटो कितना पसंद है? लेकिन एंजॉय करें. ये 2-3 chapatis है और बट डोंट गो फॉर दिस ऑप्शन. राइट, तब तक रहना नहीं, तभी देखो सड़नी. यहाँ पर देखिए, ये हो गया. नेक्स्ट इज नो चीटिंग इन एग्जाम. Be honest, don't cheat regardless of what you get on an exam. Your integrity is more important than a grade. Integrity of the core values. And what is integrity? Act of being honest. And that is more important than a grade. Cheating is useless according to academic and professional point of view. अब देखें एक टॉपिक के अंदर टॉपिक करते हैं. As I said, according to academic point of view, your grade that must be the reflection of your knowledge. Not cheating, not rote learning. Right? Not cheating, not rote learning. And professionally, अगर आपने अच्छी ability देनी है by cheating and rote learning, आगे करेंगे क्या? Again useless. So unhappily, cheating is going on using mobile nowadays, or like this one, or like this one, which we call booty system. And see this, FCC, a chartered university, shared commitment says that academic dishonesty will be avoided. Even shared commitment says academic dishonesty will be avoided, such as cheating. I won't be using a cell phone during the class or having in my possession during an examination. अब यहाँ पे देखते हैं ये जो सेल फोन का लिखा है, इसी की बात करें. ना क्लास में होना चाहिए, ना ही आपके पास पोजीशन होना चाहिए during examination. But unhappily, even in the class, what happens? वो किधर? सर वो मैसेज आया, मेरा दोस्त बड़ा बीमार है, वो ना मैंने ना उसकी ईमानदारी करनी है, मैं स्वाबे टैलेंट कमाने जा रहा हूँ. ना दिस इज रिडिकुलस. ये कौन सा लिखा? तो इधर आपने शेड कॉन्फ्रेंस साइन की हुई है और यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है चीटिंग विल बी अवॉइडेड. आई वांट टू बी यूजिंग अ सेल फोन ड्यूरिंग अ क्लास और हैविंग इन माय पोजीशन ड्यूरिंग एग्जामिनेशन. तो फिर ये क्यों कर रहे हैं? हाँ, अगर इफ देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम दैट यू हैव टू यूज कैलकुलेटर, देयर आर सम कैलकुलेशंस. अगेन यूज द कैलकुलेटर विदाउट प्रोग्रामिंग एंड आल्सो नॉट द मोबाइल कैलकुलेटर. ये बात है, कैलकुलेटर यूज करें. दूसरा यूज करें, ये मैं पकड़े, इसको यूज करें, इसको नहीं यूज करना, ये वाला यूज करें. एंड सी दिस वन, that is also skill. Contesting, struggling for marks, grade several honorable colleagues that students waste too much time. Students, please listen as well. Students waste too much time after the assessment that my grade is very lower, so please increase the marks without any reason. Without any reason. So first thing is, first see the standard marking scheme. Some people call it rubric. That is going to be designed by the course instructor. In case you are not satisfied, this will save time for both heads. You could be satisfied without any inspection. So just see the rubric. If you are not satisfied, okay, marking scheme satisfied, finished. Or do indicate mistake in the code. If there is any mistake in the code, or if there is any unmarked question, okay, indicate correctly. This is your right. And also, this is the responsibility of the instructor to correct the mistake in the code. Also, to mark the question. Again, this is 10 marks. Or this one. If you have a proof that your grade is lower than a student who marks as lesser than your marks, then do indicate. Again, this is very serious. But the most important, keep your quizzes, tests, exams, assignments which are already marked at a safe place. Keep them at a safe place. In case if wrong marks are entered, then you can indicate politely. Sir, wrong marks are entered. Madam, wrong marks are entered. Please correct them. मेरे पास एक सवाल है सर वो आपने मेरे मिड के नाम वो मार्क्स गलत एंटर कर दिए मैं कमिट करता हूँ तो फेंक दिया अल्लाह भला करेगा otherwise none of these four issues that this is just a waste of time like this. So just see this carefully and this is my humble request to all the honorable faculty members. अगर students इसके अलावा कुछ कहें तो क्या नहीं अल्लाह भला करेगा. Now consider example. Let's come into mathematics. Sometimes people make fun of the mathematics that we multiply to negatives, answer is a positive, right? Why negative into negative is a positive? Like this one. So see, if x is any non-zero real number, simply say non-zero number. Well, real number means that the square is going to be positive or zero. But see, if it is a non-zero number, when you divide a number by itself, then answer is always 1. Everyone agrees with that. If you divide a number by itself, answer is going to be 1. So, see this, as long as x is not equal to 0 because division by 0 is not allowed. This means this number could be positive, this number could be negative because same number in the numerator, same number in the denominator. So now see this one. If you divide 2 by 2, it's 1. If you divide minus 2 by minus 2, again it's 1. Now this is equivalent to minus 2 multiplied by 1 over minus 2 or minus 2 multiplied by minus 1 over 2. See, negative is positive. Although calculations are simple, I went quick. The reason is, mostly when I asked in the class, mostly students say, well, teacher told us in the 6th class or the 5th class or the 4th class. Hardly they give any reason. Even when I take the interview, even from the metal holders, they say it's a rule. Students should know that. And then my reason is that, आप क्या करने आए हो? ये पता होना जरूरी. That's a very simple reason. And also try your best to relate such things with a real life problem. What do you call a person who is the enemy of your enemy? The person who is enemy of your enemy.
Friend.
So negative is positive. See this. Your enemy is your friend. See this. Here's the enemy. ये दरिया नील का यहाँ negative. फिर enemy. Again negative. Here is your friend. Red alert. Positive. So explain like that. So see technology does that. तो गप्पे नहीं मारो. Now let's start a bit advanced topic, infinite sequence. And it's a function whose domain is the set of all positive integers or the natural numbers. And for example, this one, like this one, see, the domain is going to be the set of natural numbers and the range that is going to be real numbers. Honestly speaking, if I am going to teach this topic, I am going to spend 1.5 hours. After that, now I am going fast. Because this is a seminar going on, not a lecture going on. But if I am going to 1.5 hours, because this is very abstract concept I will discuss now. See this is the domain 1, 2, 3, so on, n. Under this definition, see this one, that is going to be map on 1 when you substitute 1 over there, like this one, right? Now this 2, that is going to map on 1 upon 2 when you substitute 2 over there, 1 upon 1. This 3, that is going to map on 1 over 3 when you substitute over there, like this one. And n, of course, map on 1 over n. These are the terms of the sequence. This is a sequence. These are the terms of the sequence. This is the first term. We got it by a1 is 1. This is the second term. When you substitute n is equal to 2. You got this one when you substitute n is equal to 3 and so on. Now here's the notation. A sequence is denoted by enclosing the nth term in the bracket instead of writing all these infinite terms like this one. So this is just the definition of a sequence. Now what is a converted sequence? Okay, डिस्कस करते हैं। कोई है? कोई गलत? ये होता है a sequence converges to the number n, which means the limit of the nth term exists when n goes to infinity. ये होता है conversion, उसकी लिमिट एग्जिस्ट करती है of the nth term. ये देखो, any problem with this one? Limit n goes to infinity, 1 over n is 0. Any problem with this one? Because n is very large, 1 over 2, 1 over 3 and so on, 1 over million, 1 over billion, 1 over trillion going to 0. Any problem with this one? Is that okay? So this is acceptable. This is acceptable. So the फटा गया यहाँ पे ये definition सामने आती तो बेड़ा the sequence n converges to the number L for every absolute positive. There exists a capital N such that the difference of the absolute value of a n minus L that is less than epsilon for all n related to capital N. Honestly speaking, I'm not bhata बोलने वाला हूँ. I memorized this definition for one semester when I was a student. I was having no idea what is this one. I was trying to develop some logic. Okay, limit of a n is L, so definitely the difference between them is going to be reduced. Oh, what is this thing? What is this? It's small and little capital N. I couldn't understand for one semester. And then what happened? Mind stress. Further what happened? This happened. Mind was causing stress, like this one, and mind is causing like this one. What should I do? And if this happens, then rote learning starts. Unhappily, maybe cheating. And what is the rote to? Here's the rote to. That your preparation going on, or you're preparing for the exam, you're learning, but it's rote learning that is without concept clarity. That is without concept clarity. Then you are giving the exam, you're forgetting, preparing. Again, you're learning, giving the exam, again forgetting. So, question is, how to avoid the rote learning? Of course, by the concept clarity. There's no other way out. By the concept clarity. This says focus on the concepts, marks will follow. But unhappily, students go after the grade. Please go after the knowledge, not the grade. So by concept clarity, you have to find the key to the solution. See, this is the key to the solution. Now let's try to find this key. In this case, let us understand the definition of the convergent sequence by considering a simple example already discussed. Which simple example? This simple example. Limit n goes to infinity, 1 over n is 0, where nth term is 1 over n, and limit is 0. Is this okay? Now let's try to understand. Here's the definition of the convergent sequence. The sequence this converges to the number L for every epsilon positive. First thing to understand, when it says every epsilon positive, epsilon is already given. Epsilon is already given. When epsilon is given, we have to find capital M, such that this imperative holds that the difference of an minus L absolute value is less than epsilon for all small n relative to capital N. So how to do that? Over here, see an is 1 over n, right? This is 0, and limit is 0. So L is 0, an is 1 over n. See this, L is 0, an is 1 over n. And for any epsilon positive, what we do now? We should try to find capital N such that this imperative holds. Over here, see this, an is 1 over n, substitute over here. Limit is 0, substitute over here. What is the absolute value of 1 over n? That is 1 over n because 1 over n is positive. And we have to see this is going to be less than epsilon. But first we have to choose epsilon. Let's choose epsilon 1 over 3. And now to understand this definition, we have to find the capital N. What is the value of the capital N when this holds? By putting epsilon is equal to 1 over 3. Let's start from the first one. Now please concentrate, this is very important. When n is equal to 1, we are getting the first term. Here, put n is equal to 1. 1 over 1, that is 1. So a1 is going to be replaced by 1. First term a1 is 1. 1, what is the limit? You see 0, absolute value 1, 1. Is this less than 1 over 3? Is this less than 1 over 3? No, it's not less than 1 over 3. तो जबरन कैसे फेंकते हैं? आप सब आप फेंके सब जबरन फेंके ना? तो जबरन नॉट ले आप सब ने क्या दिया नॉट लैस नॉट अगली टर्म में और n is equal to 2 C8 what is A2 n is equal to 2 that is going to be the 1 over 2 minus 0 absolute value 1 over 2 is this less than 1 over 3 ये हम सब के साथ जो बैठे हैं आप फेंके जबरन फेंके ले यहाँ भी बात नहीं what about the third one when put n is equal to 3 that's going to be 1 over 3 and 1 over 3 is this less than 1 over 3 तो आप फेंकते चलो now get ready for the good news now when you substitute n is equal to 4 nth term was it's going to be 1 over 4. Yes, 1 over 4 is less than 1 over 3. Now note this inequality. When you substitute n is equal to 4, then it works. And so on. If you're going to substitute n is equal to 5, you will then it works. See this, 1 over 5, that's going to be less than 1 over 3. So no problem. Now so on, it holds, the inequality holds. So this means that absolute value of an minus l 1 over n is less than epsilon is equal to 1 over 3 for all small n greater than equal to 4. Capital N is 4. Because when you substitute 1, 1 is not less than 1 over 3. 1 over 2 not less than 1 over 3. 1 over 3 not less than 1 over 3. 1 over 4 is less than 1 over 3. So this is capital N. आ गया समझ? यही रखा और किसी हमें डरते अब बताएं अगर epsilon 1 over 4 होगा m क्या होगा? epsilon अगर 1 over 4 होगा m क्या होगा? बस मसला खत्म हो गया.
So similarly, for epsilon is equal to 1.4, absolute value of an minus l, where an is 1 over n, limit is 0, is equal to 1 over n, is going to be less than epsilon when epsilon is 1 upon 4 for all small n greater than equal to 5. Because when you substitute 1 over here, 1 is not less than 1 upon 4. 1 upon 2 is not less than 1 upon 4. 1 upon 3 is not less than 1 upon 4. 1 upon 4 is not less than 1 upon 4. 1 upon 5 is less than 1 upon 4. 1 upon 6 is less than 1 upon 4. So this means this inequality holds for epsilon is equal to 1 upon 4 for all small n greater than or equal to 5. And 5 is capital N. We change the value of the epsilon, the value of the capital N is changed. Epsilon is 1 upon 3, capital N is 4. Epsilon is 1 upon 4, capital N is 5. So this means that for any epsilon positive, we can find n such that the absolute value of an minus l, where nth term is 1 over n, limit is 0, and absolute value is going to be 1 upon n less than epsilon for all small n greater than or equal to capital N. When epsilon is given, it is possible to find capital N. So please just get rid of this apostrophe T which says I cannot do it. Say I can do it. Do what? Give me epsilon, I can find capital N. So after understanding an abstract and difficult concept, it's time to celebrate. Hooray! Success! Now let's see some students' comments. These comments are taken from the course evaluations taking place at the end of each semester. The first comment says the use of multimedia is the best way of teaching students and other teachers should follow this method. Now let's join the actual presentation.
Students are saying other teachers should follow that. I am really thankful to the teacher and his effective way of teaching using multimedia. It has alleviated my fear of long and scary looking mathematical equations. Alleviated means reduced. I put a diagram to explain the meaning of alleviated. The diagram variation is even better. I like the way he concentrates on proofs and roots of the concept. See, concept clarity. That's what I said. And next is, the way of teaching with multimedia is really effective and concepts are very easy to grasp. Grasp means stronghold, like this one. This one, like this one. So see again, concept clarity. Using multimedia in classroom is really a good idea. We don't have to put efforts in writing and concentrate fully on learning. See, that's what I said. Now students saying the same thing. That's why I say that instead of spending energy in writing and writing and writing, just concentrate, understand, raise questions, no daydreaming, not going to sleep, no mobile use. That's what I say. And no waste of time. Now, that was totally face to face. Now, when the COVID-19 lockdown came, there were several issues regarding the online classes. One issue was maybe internet is weak, like this one, and it's difficult to a lot of difficulty in joining the classes, the online classes. Really difficult to join the online class. Sometimes inaudible sound, like noisy sound, or no sound at all. Again, the problem is there. Sometimes power failure. See this, internet is gone. These are some of the issues. There were several issues. Again, that was troublesome. How to do the online classes then? Again, what do I do now? Help required. Like this. See a smart guy is pulling out a healthy guy. ये दोनों पता नहीं आपने देखे नहीं? These are Laurel and Hardy. The best comedians of the last century, still they are very popular. One of them died in 1957, other one died in 1965. मौका मिले तो उनका प्रोग्राम देख लीजिएगा. अब तो कुछ हो रहा है, अपने काम की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, जो आपको सुना है. See, using technology for effective online teaching. It's a very long word. See, COVID-19, Mr. Corona over there. This is the main summary of what I did. Otherwise, I could make 20 more slides. Now, please concentrate over here. It says I recorded my lectures on Microsoft PowerPoint. My lectures are already on the Microsoft PowerPoint, but there was an inbuilt feature to record lectures on the PowerPoint, making the video on the PowerPoint, so I did. But it took a long time. All of it took a long time. Then I edited with video editor. Again, it took a long time. Then finally uploaded on YouTube. Like this. Here's my YouTube channel. Very interesting name, Mathematics with Music. Well, music is there. I put my flute performances over there with honorable mathematician Kavanza sitting over there. So this further proves that mathematics is not a dry subject, nor mathematicians, right? So, one important thing is, it's not just recorded my lectures. In the same way I deliver face to face in the classroom, that is more important. And one might be thinking, how is this possible? First I said, okay, I'm going to write down the key points on the board. I'm going to solve something on the board. How is this possible? I made extra slides. Instead of giving a bad excuse over there. Students, I am sorry, I am not in the class. Otherwise, I am going to solve it on the board. I made extra slides. Again, due to shortage of time, not possible to show here, but it says over here. Same way as I delivered face to face, and if required, I made extra slides as no whiteboard was available to write the key points. So that's what I did. And honestly speaking, I am going to say this in public now. One thing, students can watch at their convenience. There was no bound. No, you have to watch at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Anytime when there's electricity, when there's a strong internet signal. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to say in the public. I didn't take any Zoom session, nor any online class. Then one might be thinking, okay, very high standard lecture, very nice lectures. But what about the student queries? Of course, I was in touch with the students. For the course queries and the difficulties, I stayed in touch with students via email, one thing. And secondly, WhatsApp. On the WhatsApp, I made the special groups. Group for this course, and that WhatsApp group was only for the teaching purpose, not for the general chat. And once the semester was gone, that group was abolished. And the discussion was not going on in the group. I was just sharing important handouts or important updates in the group. Students were linking with me individually. Sometimes a voice message, maybe a snapshot of the question, or simply text message, whatever. And discussion was going on for 24 hours. वो सोने वाला मेरा time था. Even 3 p.m., 3 a.m., 1 a.m., 1 p.m. There was no bound on the time. No bound on the time. That's how I survived. And that's how my students survived. And अब तक रहा मैं तारीफ कर रहा हूँ, comments को भी देखें. Please, और comments देखने से पहले यहाँ देखें. यहाँ पे please listen and enjoy a humorous clip from one of my YouTube lectures. Again, I said time short, not possible to keep the detail over here. But that's how I recorded. And my YouTube lectures, they are bilingual. Not strictly in English. They are bilingual so that students from the other universities, they can enjoy as well, they can understand as well, they can benefit as well. Now, see this.
Apply the inverse Laplace transformation to do. But how? तो बहुत complicated है. Complicated का क्या मतलब है? वो फंस गया. ये मतलब है कि complicated है. शुरू में तो बड़ा सीधा लग रहा था, फंस गया. इस तरह से नहीं हो सकता. फंस गया तो क्या करोगे? नहीं. बुरी नहीं करना. वो हल नहीं होता. हैप्पी होना इस तरह. पहला आप लोग फिल्मों को देखते हो कि पंजाबी फिल्मों में बड़े पुराने कैरेक्टर थे सुल्तान भाई साहब हमने तेरे टोटे टोटे करके रखा होगा वही आपने करें स्माइल इसको नहीं हमने तेरी पार्शियल फ्रैक्शंस बना दी पुराने पार्शियल फ्रैक्शंस बना दे इसके टू which means to point A, B, C such that here ये देखिए ये फिर पुराना मैथमेटिक्स सारे जो आपने इंटर में किया था.
Now, I would like to say one thing over here. See, I never said that was done in the intermediate. I explained every step how to make the partial fraction, but only that method which was used over here, not all the methods.
Now let us see students' comments again, but this time during COVID-19 lockdown when semester was 100% online. Here are students' comments from course evaluations during COVID-19 lockdown. Now back to actual presentation.
The whole process of giving video lectures was so conducive to learning. Conducive means made possible to learn, favorable to learning for the students, and everyone was able to learn at once. Is the same thing. Not at 11 o'clock, not at 10 o'clock, not 9 o'clock. Whenever electricity is available, whenever net is available. Even the students in the remote areas, gifted Pakistan, they were having no problem at all. I found no difference between online and on-campus classes. Again, students say that. I'm not saying that. I really appreciate the efforts of making videos, editing, and uploading on YouTube. YouTube lectures are the best because we can listen more than once if we stuck at any point. Classroom we can, sir, we don't understand. I can explain again. But over here, you can listen again and again and again. And further, it says, if any student, due to lack of confidence, don't ask questions, the issue is sometimes students don't ask.
See, as I just mentioned, that it does happen that due to lack of confidence, students don't ask questions. But then it says that then he or she can listen the YouTube lectures more than one time to clear the concepts. So this solves that problem as well. If students are hesitant to ask questions, which they shouldn't, they should ask. Even then, if a lecture is properly recorded in full detail, just like as it says that there is no difference between online and on-campus classes, then yes, they can listen more than one time and they definitely clear the concepts. So this is another benefit. Now see couple of important facts. One is, if student misses a class, then he or she can watch the online lecture to cover the missing stuff. Over here you can see I'm not referring to those students, with due respect, who are having a habit of missing the class. I mean they're habitual, or they miss the class, or they miss the class purposely. I am talking about those students who are responsible, and sometimes there could be a possibility that there is an emergency and they do have to miss the class. I would like to clarify over here that I am talking about these facts when we are back after COVID-19 lockdown. We are back in face-to-face classes. Still, recorded online YouTube lectures are really going to be helpful. In such cases, if a student misses a class, then definitely one can watch the online lecture to cover the missing stuff and going to join the next lecture face to face without any problem after understanding the missing lecture. Now let's go back to original presentation.
Or understand the next class. Further it says, students can watch the online lectures during and after graduation. When I say during when my course is going on, even my course is not going on. My course is finished. Another course is going on, but my course is the prerequisite. Now this is happening. I think an advanced level course is going on in which students have to revise ordinary differential equations, and those students who already passed the course, they are again watching the lectures. They are again watching the lectures. And this says after graduation. After graduation means whenever required, like during practical life. Recently I talked to one of the students and she is teaching group theory in one of the universities, and she said she first watched my lectures, then she prepared her lecture. So that's during practical life. Or when they go abroad for the higher studies. Again, I have several examples. Recently I talked to a student, he was just an average student. He's doing masters in mathematical modeling from Germany, and he's saying he's continuously watching my ordinary differential equation lectures and linear algebra lectures. He's having no problem at all. So serious benefits are there. Benefits are there. Now this is a humble request for the ladies and gentlemen. See my upcoming talks on the next slide. Similar talks. Same. Funny or runway using technology for effective teaching in mathematics, face-to-face online. That is after 2 days. On Friday at 3 p.m. Abdul Salam School of Mathematical Sciences. 68 B New Muslim Hall. In the main hall. Here, in the Jannah. And that is arranged by Honorable Director Dr. Mujahid Abbas. Or should I say Director General? There he is. He arranged it. And this is on 20th of May. On 27th of May, after again 1 week. Funway or runway using technology for effective is just effective teaching. Of course, examples from mathematics, other courses like this one, and of course that's going to be changed a little bit more. That is on 27th of May, Friday, 3:30 p.m. to 4:40 p.m. That's a bit longer. At University of Management and Technology, UMT, Johor on Lahore. UMT. And that is arranged by Honorable Director Dr. Muhammad Bilal Riaz, Director of CMAP. This stands for Center for Mathematics and Its Applications. There he is. And I proudly say, Dr. Muhammad Bilal Riaz is our mathematics graduate of the batch of 2009, the first batch after denationalization. He is our mathematics graduate, and now he is an associate professor at UMT. He has more than 100 publications, and he is director of CMAP. Director of CMAP. तो अब जो स्टूडेंट्स बैठे हैं उनकी ये असाइनमेंट, आप जब फ्यूचर में डायरेक्टर बने मुझे इनवाइट करिए। ले जी कुछ डिस्कस करना है फिर काफी है। हाँ जी, एनी डिस्कशन? इसको ये ना लीजिएगा, अल्लाह के नाम पे सवाल करना।
After that, talk finishes as Bugs Bunny cartoon finishes. Thanks for watching and hope this talk is useful for both students and teachers, and including new slides did cover the missing parts and made the talk understandable. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.